Hi everyone, and welcome to Fundamentals of Design. I'm Kelly. I'll be your professor for the course. I'm going to go ahead and take you through what to expect for the week and also what to expect for the course. So the first thing that you'll be doing in courses, if this is your first online course, you might be hearing some new things. If not, you might hear some things that are on repetition, especially if you've had me before. When you log into your course, this is what you all should see. Just going to give you a breakdown of what to expect and then show you how I do things. You might notice you're getting a weekly walkthrough video, which I do for all my courses. I also change some of the information weekly, so it's really important that you watch these because sometimes I ask for things like less thumbnails, or I give you more resources, or I update information that hasn't been updated in the course itself. So the first thing you'll notice when you click on the course is I always use the announcements tool. So the announcements tool, every week you'll get one from me. I also email out the announcement to make sure that you're getting and reviewing the information. So you will see up here under your messages an announcement from me. Be sure to review those weekly so that you are caught up with the content for the week. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you what to expect here. So you can see our first announcement's pretty basic for the week, just taking you through what to expect. So this week we're talking about just basic elements and principles of design. We're just getting our feet wet. There's always a lot of readings and a lot of resources because that is the lecture material for the course. So you can expect to see an announcement like this from me with a little video that you'll be seeing here. Okay. I also gave you a few things here talking about the discussion thread, which I'll get into as soon as I get to that specific area. I'll also talk about this one. This is just a bonus one that I gave as well. So under the module 1 information, that's what we'll be doing this week. The introduction, kind of what I just talked about here. Going over various elements in design and using line, shape, space, texture for visual communication. You can read through a lot of the things in here that I'm not going to read verbatim here, but these are some of the things that we'll be doing in the course this week. Okay, so one of the most important things you'll want to do every week before attacking any of the projects, before doing your discussion threads, is you're going to want to make time to go through all of the resources links for the course for the week. That's going to be your textbook assignments, that's going to be your readings, any additional videos, and all of those things. So those are going to be basically all the prep work that you need to succeed in the assignments coming for the week. You're going to want to really set apart some time for those because they're always a little bit heavier, especially if you're used to an on-ground class, because these are the lectures for the week. So these are the lectures here. So you can see here this week we're talking about in your Design Basics textbook, you're going through chapter number 7, and then you're going to read the following section here for chapter 8, and you can read through the rest of those there. So then you can also see there's additional readings here. Most of them are going to be from LinkedIn or YouTube. So you'll want to set up a LinkedIn account if you haven't already done that. And you will see under, I believe, the home page. Hold on. I think it's under the module number 1. Yes, it'll talk about the LinkedIn Learning account here and how to get that set up, and also to make sure you do your Adobe software check-in. But let's go ahead and go back to those resources real quick. So you can see any videos or readings are going to be here, and as you scroll down, you will also see additional resources here. So those are all optional, and usually these are set up for if someone might be starting in the course that might need a little bit of a jump start. So for example, if you've never touched Adobe Illustrator, you will definitely want to do all of the additional support options down here. It's really going to help you out in getting started in the digital aspect of the course. There's always going to be a ton of information here again because that's the lectures for the course themselves. Oftentimes I will give you some additional resources under the announcements section, which I will talk about when we're finished here. Okay, so let's go past the resources here. So let's talk about the two main things that we're going to be doing this week. So the first thing that we have is a discussion. The discussion is titled Graphic Design in Everyday Life. You can read through all the information here, but what I will tell you is discussions are due by Thursday night, so your first initial post. So if you're posting on like a Sunday night, you'll get some tardy points taken there. I'm usually pretty lenient on the first week of class because I get it. Everybody's diving in. For some people haven't even taken an online class. I get it. So just a reminder, your first post for the week for your initial posts are due on Thursdays by the end of day. And then you have until the end of the week on Sunday night to reply back to 2 students in a constructive format. You can read through the discussion rubric there for more information on that. Okay. Moving on down for the week, there's a couple of non-graded things here to look at. We have our technology check. Again, that's nothing I have anything to do with. If you have issues with anything here, you're going to want to email whoever is linked here. Like if, for example, if you can't get a LinkedIn Learning account, that's not from me. That's something you'd want to do an IT ticket through. So it's talking about you're going to want to do make sure you install your Adobe software. Again, do your LinkedIn Learning. If you need a OneDrive account, you can do it that way. I haven't had in the past any issues with students submitting their zip files directly back to the assignment area. This class, we don't have, usually the work isn't like gigs and gigs and gigs of information. But if you need to set it up, that's how to do it. And then we're going to be diving right into the first activity, which is the assignment for the week, and then the review project down here. I'm going to get into this more to the future, but this is basically the term project that we will be working on. So if you want to go ahead and poke through and see for the future what we'll be doing, you can look through that there. I will be changing a few things on this, so try not to dive in too much on it. I always change up the projects a little bit to give you more freedom on things you might want to do instead of the things that are, quote, mandatory for the course. Okay, so last up this week is we're going to go over the actual project itself. I think it's already pulled up here. So it's a study of the design elements. Again, make sure you go through all of your resources, all of your readings before you attempt to do any of this stuff. And we're going to click on the rubrics. So this is a line activity. So it's for drawing. I've had students do this by hand and in Illustrator. If you're really struggling with Illustrator, you can do this assignment by hand. I am totally fine with it. You're just going to want to be super clean and kind of make the extra effort to make it even better because, again, it's supposed to be digital. So what you're doing is you're working on variations of design elements. So it's really abstract and really fun and just trying to get you into like the abstract areas of design versus just the literal aspect of design. So what you'll be doing is you'll be exploring line, shape, space, and texture. There's 15 different words here to choose from. You should select 10 of them to use in the activity. So you'll be demonstrating how line, shape, space, and texture can be used to express these emotions in little squares, which I'll show you. And you can read through all the information here because, again, I'm not going to give that verbatim. That would be a very long time. At the bottom, there are templates. You can use the Illustrator template. You can use the PDF template if you're going to be using maybe pencil or pen. And then if you do not know how to use either one of those, there is a document on how to use those. Okay? And then you'll give me the PDF version back to the assignment area at the end of the week for grading. Okay? And you can read through the rubric. So this is the Illustrator file and also the PDF template. So you can see here, if you download it, you can right-click that PDF and drag it right into Illustrator. And you can, this is where you would draw your lines, working on shapes and working on space. And you can change the labels in Illustrator. Or if you're doing it by hand, you could do it in Acrobat, whatever you're comfortable with. I'm really open. I'm really not that much of a hard butt, if you will, on this type of information. However you want to get the information to me, as long as it's done correctly and in some kind of organized format. I do want PDFs. That's always the easiest thing for me to grade. So try not to be like taking pictures of things and give me, like, if you have an iPhone, an HCIC file, I'll give you a 0, I'll kick it back to you and I'll make you fix it. That's too much time for me to download each and every one of your files and convert them on my end. So try to use the PDFs, okay? Let's go ahead and go through. If you go back to the announcements area, I also posted an initial announcement here to help you with the assignment. Looking at the specific 15 words, trying to think of, okay, if you were going to do tired, how could you show tired with just lines? So it gave some tips here. Try using drooping lines, dull colors, rough textures. If you're hungry, you might have thin lines, empty spaces, rough textures, and it might be personal. If you're excited, using energetic lines. So just some ideas to kind of help you kick off this assignment. They're just suggestions. Art is subjective, so interpret them as you will. At the bottom of those announcements, I also gave you a link to Pinterest, which has some really good line work things there, and also a really good YouTube playlist for graphic design principles. That's just bonus material. If you want to walk through it and watch it, great. But I always try to give you guys more information for those of you that want more information. So let's go back to this Pinterest one. I preloaded it in my Chrome tab because, I use Chrome for most of my stuff for Pinterest. So you can see here, I just looked up lines with emotions, and you're going to get a lot of different hits on that. So you can see here, anger. So a lot of these you'll see here are just black and white. Feel free to use color as well. But you can see here, they're all just exercises trying to just get you to break out of your shell and do some free flow thinking. Some very basic ones here. These are considered warm-ups. You should be using your templates for this. But just to get your ideas flowing and get you, kind of breaking into that creative space. All right. So I look forward to meeting you all, and everyone have a great first week. Take a deep breath and get into that information. See you soon.